And moving on to our fourth topic, also regarding James Gunn, which is...
Jesus Christ.
Welcome to the James Gunn Media Podcast. Has been a more busier CEO on Twitter than most CEOs of major film studios. And one thing he confirmed on there was that in January, we are going to be getting a look at a few of the newest DC projects they are developing currently. Hopefully, they'll give us major insight and hopefully some excitement. I know that probably sounds like an extremely improbable outcome for some of you, but fingers crossed. But that is confirmation from the horse's mouth. We are getting multiple or a few new DC project announcements in just a couple of weeks. Eleanor, what do you think?
So I still stick by my earlier statement of James Gunn needs to get off of Twitter because it's only fanning the flames. But
just adding to the confusion.
It is, and it's just adding to, like, even though he's trying to clear it up, people are taking stuff and running with it just based upon, like, what he's saying. So I'm like, just maybe take it back a notch and, like, let's just step back away from Twitter. Right. Give people time to process the information you've given them before you keep throwing more information out there. Because at this point, like, I don't know, like, if other people are feeling this way. I'm just still so angry about what's happened and the cancellations, and I'm still processing that emotionally. Yeah. Like, it's almost like a family member's moved away. Like, it hurts. And so, for me, I'm just like, who cares about 2023 and January and what he has planned? I'm still sad. But who knows? In a month's time, I'll probably feel different. And if he's like... But Eleanor, look over here. I have a new shiny movie for you. I might be like, okay, I see. I'm on board. So who knows?
I'm kind of right there with you. I am still mourning the loss of Henry Cavill's Superman. He was my favorite Superman.
And Gal Gadot.
And, reportedly Gal Gadot. It's still not been confirmed by James Gunn and Peter Safran, so for all we know, she could be still in the DCU, but it's probably looking like full reboot, let's be honest. I gotta say that I'm excited. I want to know what this new Superman movie is going to be about. I want to know, is it going to be anything like Man of Steel? Is it going to have inspirations or draws from it? Because I think Man of Steel arguably is the greatest comic book movie of all time. And I think it would be amazing to see something of a sequel to that movie. That's not going to happen, unfortunately, but as a Superman fan, I'm still excited for the future. And it has been far too long since we have had a Superman movie, period. Whether it's an Elseworld story or whatever. Thankfully, we've at least had Superman and Lois to kind of hang us over for the last couple of years. If you're up to date, I myself am not totally complete on season 2. But Superman is a character that has been sorely lacking in DC and in film fandom in general. And the thought that we're going to be getting some sort of insight into whatever project that may be, whether it's major villain or setting, story, any other characters that might be popping up in the movie. He said major characters will be in it. Whatever that major character may be, Perry White, Lois Lane, or it could be Batman. Who knows? But I also want to see, he's also teased Green Lantern. And I want to see, okay, is that going to be one of the earlier movies in the DCU? I think that would be a good idea. Set up Superman and Green Lantern first. Characters that haven't been around in a while. And then also maybe set up one that we have a lot of question marks, like Wonder Woman. I don't know what they're going to do with Aquaman and Flash. Maybe they shelve the characters till like phase 2 or the end of phase 1. Who knows? But I think we're going to get some interesting characters that are the iconic ones first. Some interesting movies, some interesting ideas. And I'm excited for those interesting ideas. But I also think we're going to get a couple of those lesser known characters in the early stage sprinkled in here and there. Do you have any off the top of your head that either you're expecting or hoping for, movies you'd like to see? I said Superman, Green Lantern, maybe some insight into what the future of Wonder Woman holds. I think that's a huge property that should be utilized. And of course, it is Speed Force Media Podcast, so obviously I'm looking forward to see what James Gunn does with The Flash, Barry Allen, Wally West, whatever it may be. those are mine. Eleanor, what are some of yours, if any? Or are you just at the point where you're like, nah, if it's not Man of Steel 2, I'm not excited. And I get that. I really, really do. I'm just trying to be optimistic.
Although I feel down in the dumps like that, I honestly, like, I am trying to stay positive about it, and I'm hoping for the best no matter what slate they come up with, even if it is recasting everyone, then at least, they have a plan going forward. But I'm hoping that we can see, maybe Green Arrow, maybe Black Canary, maybe Poison Ivy, or Nightwing, or somebody like that. Like, bring somebody in that is maybe not as well known, maybe even Lobo, because that one's been heavily rumored too. Lobo, like, bring somebody in that maybe a little lower budget, so they don't have to shell out a bunch of moolah on this,
right?
And bring in somebody we haven't seen before, but somebody I'm really, really, really wanting to see is the Reverse Flash too. I want to know where Eobard Thawne is. He's such an iconic character, and he's been severely lacking from any DC movies
so is
ever.
The Flash. Gotta get the Flash first to get Reverse Flash.
Right, and I'm like, I want to see both of them, and, I always seem to bring up villains for some reason, but
because they're the best, especially in DC.
They're so good.
One could argue DC should be blowing Marvel out of the park just because of their villains alone.
Yeah, like, why can't we get a Red Hood movie? Hello? Like, you can get a dude in a red mask to shoot people. I'm sure it would work. Look at Deadpool.
But, guys, what do you think? Are you interested in any of these upcoming project announcements from James Gunn that's just coming up in January? Or are you just disappointed from all of the latest cancellations, the rumors, speculations? Whatever you think, we'd love to hear your insight down in the comments